Hello and welcome back to the channel. We are starting today with, guess what, this elephant. This is a leather elephant that we bought at our local vide-grenier actually, and he's going to be a pilfered piece because I've actually pilfered him this week. Tracy normally does the pilfering, but I've decided I'm going to keep him because he's just fantastic, isn't he? I can't let him go. He's such a big beastie, and he's in leather and very much in the style of the Liberty ones. I know Liberty, I think in 1927 started selling the leather animals. They had
rhinos,
elephants,
hippos,
yeah, all sorts.
Hippos are the popular one, aren't they?
I think
the common one.
From what I understand, they did it with leather offcuts. They started to knock a few out, and they were so popular that it became a real Liberty thing. So they kept going. I think they probably still do them now. But I don't know, this won't be a Liberty one. We bought it here in France, but it could be the same company, I suppose, that do these. But isn't he fantastic? Tracy's named him...
Yeah, Edward.
Edward.
He's got a broken leg, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's got to go to the vets. We've got to get him to the vets because he's got a bit of damage there, look. Just round here on his leg. But apart from that, I mean, he stands lovely, and he stands now near our front door on the bench there. But isn't he fabulous? Couldn't let him go. Actually, he'd be a bit of a nightmare for you to send, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
To ship, to box him up. But lovely. We actually had a rhinoceros. I bought this about 2 weeks ago, I think, and then last week I found a rhinoceros, a leather, and I'll put the clip of him on, and he's just sold actually. He's going off to Finland for a new life in Finland, so. Very popular, but lovely things, and so well modelled, aren't they? Really well modelled. So he is a keeper. I'm keeping him after he's had his trip to veterinary. So I'll put him down here.
Yeah.
Carefully, you're not going to break any more legs. There we go. There's a heifer lump. Right, now this is a very interesting piece. I wondered at first this might be, what do we say? Hagrid's pizza cutter.
Yeah, pizza cutter.
Hagrid's pizza cutter could be. What about a unicycle for a cat? Unicycle for a cat?
It's nice, isn't it? A nice old piece.
No pedals.
Nice old wooden piece.
It is. It's really interesting. It's very old. Found this at the same vide-grenier. Now that's good. It's got a very old square nut on it, and often the old square nuts are an indicator of age. It could well be 18th century, this piece, but we are deliberating on exactly what it is. I think it's probably used in an old boulangerie for cutting dough or something like that. But I've seen other things saying it could have been a measure, for measuring distance.
Well, it wouldn't be for measuring distance on the ground because it would have a long handle, and all the ones we've seen are short-handled. It could be for walls or something, maybe a measure for, measuring length.
Just such a lovely old...
But why would you have a chamfered wheel?
I don't know.
Because that just, if you look, it's got a chamfered wheel, and that would make it, it's much weaker on that edge because it's so thin. All
hand chamfered handle. Very old piece. I do think this is actually 18th century. Very old.
It'd be nice if we knew what it was for.
Anyone out there got any ideas of what you think it was for? Let us know.
Yeah, because we're not sure.
We're not 100% at all. I think it probably, like Tracy said, it's thin there. If it was a measure, they wouldn't have need to make it thin, would they? I think that's
not unless it was going into something. I mean, it takes a lot of work to put that edge on that wheel, so that there must be a reason for it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you could just cut, a smaller. You wouldn't have to bother putting the edge on the wheel, is what I'm trying to say. Although the fact it's got a hole in it, that possibly that was to be used as a measure.
Yes, they just hung out on a nail in the boulangerie at the end of the day.
Possibly, but there again, you could just put that in the handle.
Yeah. Interesting piece, rustic. Imagine that hanging in your kitchen. Imagine the conversation piece that is. French farmhouse piece, Hagrid's pizza cutter.
It's quite interesting when you find things that you don't know
Yeah.
what they were used for. Antiques can be a bit of a thing. You need to do a lot of research with some pieces, and sometimes when they're really old and no longer have a use anymore, it's much harder to find the history of them. I'm sure it's something quite simple. We just don't know what it is because we don't use it anymore. Or maybe it is still used, but in a profession where they're going to know straight away what that is. Oh, don't you know it's
well, it
whatever.
certainly won't be made of wood anymore, will it?
No, but then
Whatever it's
a lot
used
of
for.
things aren't made of wood anymore.
There we
aren't
go. Imagine that French farmhouse kitchen hanging up. Big, big pizzas. Right. Next we have, now this is a beautiful piece. Jardiniere. That is very, very Art Nouveau, and it's it's the period Art Nouveau. This will date to 1900, 1910. It's barbotine, which is sort of a French slipware. Oh, come on, Tracy. This is flowers.
Well, it's bulrushes and
Bulrushes.
water lily leaves.
Is it? Yeah. So it has a watery theme.
Yeah.
But that's very, very Art Nouveau, isn't it? Really
Very
is.
nice. Yeah, the shape's nice too. It's like a boat, isn't it?
Yeah. It's good condition. A little bit of crazing, which you'd expect, of course, on the glaze. You can see that, I think, there. It's got some markings on the bottom. It's got a number there. Can you see that? Getting that?
Yep.
Number and very much old style writing, and a funny mark there.
Maker's mark underneath.
I couldn't find the maker. If anyone again out there knows, let us know. Beautiful, beautiful piece. Art Nouveau.
That'd be nice with some with a fern or something in it, wouldn't it? Spider plant, fern, anything like that.
Yeah.
Orchids would be nice in it as well.
And in good condition, which is, I tell you what, I just noticed. Pretty much everything we find out here. Can you see there? Tiny, tiny specks
Yeah,
of
it's
specks
where
of
someone's
white.
painted,
You see
isn't
that?
it? See that?
People have done the decorating.
They've,
They've not
they've
put the sheet
repainted.
over.
Yeah.
So they've been rolling
But
around.
you're a fine one to talk. When do you ever put a sheet over anything when you paint?
I don't
Mr.
do, I
DIY.
don't do the painting, do I? I leave that to you.
Yeah, only because you can't. We've seen your efforts, dear.
I quite like painting, but it's the preparation.
No, he doesn't. He won't tape anything off. He doesn't put any dust sheets down. He leaves brushes and pots and trays all over the house and then says, "I've finished," and then walks away and leaves it. Yes.
What was the incident with the purple paint? Was that the dogs?
Oh, the purple paint was, it was when Percy had, our dog, our lurcher, he laid down in the paint tray, didn't he? He got it in his tail. He laid down, got the paint on his tail,
Just trying to help.
wagged his tail and it all over the wall, put it all over the wall, all over the white
Quite
skirting
helpful,
board.
really. Yeah, bless him. He was always up to hijinks, wasn't he?
Yeah, what about the time when you said, "Oh, I haven't made a mess with the paint, I haven't spilt any, there's no drips," and then you stepped back and knocked over half a 5-litre can of paint all over the carpet? Remember that?
Yeah, that's a bit like when I was 16 years old. I was working on a farm and we were up on a roof with skylights, and I said to the guy with me, "Whatever you do, don't walk onto the skylights, you go straight through." I took one step back, went through the skylight, landed on my back. I found out 30 years later I'd actually broken my back. I went to a chiropractor because I'd got a bad lower back, which I've still got, and he did my spine. He said, "Oh, I see you broke your back. You've broken your back then before." I said, "No, what?" And he said, "Yeah, you've broken your back at the top end here." So I was very lucky to get away with that when I fell through that roof. Blimey. Actually, nowadays, when I used to ride my motorbike, my left hand used to go dead a lot on the clutch. And I think that's all related, because sometimes when I'm walking now, I get a dead left hand. Anyway, we digress. Let's move on to this. Now, this is rather nice, isn't it? Something fishy going on here. It's very much in the Art Deco sort of style. It sort of has that 1920s
Very much in that
Art Deco feel. It's not. It's newer. But I couldn't resist it because it was really appealing.
Such a nice piece, yeah. It does
the
have a
fish.
few little nibbles around the edge.
It's got some bit of bubbling in the bubbling here and there, but that's in the production, isn't it?
That's a nice thing.
It's
lovely
isn't
colour.
it?
It's a beautiful blue.
It's very much in that Laliki Deco style, but it's not. It's obviously a lot
Unfortunately,
newer.
it's not.
Yeah,
But it is
shame.
lovely. It's very decorative. It's very nice.
Yeah, that's very Deco, and Deco is very popular, isn't it? I think Deco's having a resurgence.
Art Deco is. It's about time, to be honest. It really
Yeah.
is about time because it's been quite underrated, I think, in the antique world. I don't know whether that's because it's the age, whether it's those sort of classic lines, you know, quite simplistic almost, and maybe people have been a bit put off by that. I don't know.
Maybe. You like some Deco. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll finish off with this painting today. Here we go. Found this hidden at the back of a van there in one of these sales, these markets.
Again, 30s.
30s, right on that Deco period. Very much of its style.
In fact, you've got Art Nouveau and Art Deco today.
Yeah. When you see this picture, just looking at this, you know it's from that sort of period. That's that pastel-y sort of shades on it, doesn't it?
There's that look about it, yeah.
Yeah, and if you go in there, can you see it has got a signature for 1931. Can you see that?
I could if you'd stop moving it about.
Are you getting
Yeah, Muller, it looks like.
it? Yeah, Muller. There we go. I mean, remarkably good condition actually for its
Yeah, it's
its
a
age.
nice size actually, and the colours are nice.
Nearly 100 years old.
I like muted colours.
Yeah, fabulous. So that is up on the site already. That one is. We sell our items on our shop, secretchateau.com, and we are on Etsy as Secret Chateau. I hope you enjoyed our little video. Please like and subscribe if you did, and if you've any comments, please leave a comment. It really
Yeah,
helps.
and if you do know what this
If you know what this,
wheelie thing is, we'd love to know, because the whole thing about antiques is you're always learning. There's
Yeah,
always something else
always
to
learning.
learn. I'd love to know what that is.
it's very
What it was
interesting.
used for.
Lovely thing. Okay, it's a really gusty, windy day here in Normandy. It's middle of May, but it's like January, isn't it? Howling a gale and very wet. Supposed to be going to a little Vide Grenier sale tomorrow, but I think it's probably going to be too wet. I think it's going to be hammering down. Never mind. We keep trying. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.